Hey, my name is Patrick O'Driscoll. I am a 25-year-old entrepreneur based in Dallas, Texas, and I am very excited to start this series. I'm going to start a daily posting cadence, literally show you every single thing I'm doing, running a seven-figure company at 25 years old. The reason why I am doing this, and I'm going to show you this right here. Hopefully you can see my screen. Yep, I'm learning how to use OBS here to do this live. So let me just give you, before I get into that, let me just give you a quick background on who I am, what am I doing, what am I working on, why I'm doing this. So I'm 25 years old. I'm based in Dallas, Texas. I run a e-commerce growth marketing agency, specifically that works with Shopify brands and e-commerce as a whole. The main services that we do are email marketing, performance marketing, paid ads, Meta, Google, creative services, landing pages, CRO, kind of everything that a brand needs to actually scale online. We're on our fourth year in business. I'm originally from Boston, Massachusetts. I moved to Dallas in 2022. I recently got married last year, which kind of really shook up the way that I'm thinking about everything. It might be part of the reason why I'm creating this series. And I do have a dog. The dog's name is Dallas. So let's just dive right into this real quick. So the real reason why I'm starting this and want to post daily is the content that I consume is not the Mr. Beast highly edited content. I do, produce content like that, or I produce at least content that has the intention of going more viral on my company YouTube channel, where I'm trying to post more trainings around e-commerce and stuff like that. But I really like the guys that are just posting that actually have massively successful businesses and are just so in the weeds, so in the trenches of posting the raw reality of scaling a business. Two guys stick out for me. It's a guy, I'm forgetting his name. I'm going to pull up his name so I can actually give him a shout on the bottom. I believe it's Ryan. Let's just pull this up real quick. Ryan Clog down here. And then up here is Jackie Chow. So look, the purpose of the videos, I'm going to be posting daily videos every single day for the next 30 days. Really just showing the raw ins and outs of building my company. I'll be uploading everything from Miro board walkthroughs like this one to vlogs, really whatever I feel like uploading for the day, with the intention of sharing some nuggets, some value, as well as just showing exactly what I'm doing on day to day to grow my business. I'm going to share my problems, how I'm thinking about overcoming them, and hopefully share some value throughout the way. And my intention is just to really, what I've found is I've had extreme clarity recently. And the more I get clarity, and the reason why I have clarity is because I've been documenting and brainstorming every single goal I have, and then how exactly to get there. And so these boards and what I'm showing is literally my mind flow of how I'm thinking about things right now. To give you a quick idea of our current state, so last 3 or 4 months, we've been consistently doing $130,000 to $160,000 a month. We had our highest month ever last month, in the month of June. Like I said, it's July 21st right now, and this month is definitely not at our highest. It's not the worst month ever, but it's definitely this kind of middle period. And that's kind of why I've kind of jumped in with just the most clarity and probably the most dialed in I've ever been since starting this company, since I got back from my honeymoon. Like I said, I got married last month in June. That was the first time I took time off. I had the wedding week, which was crazy, and then I had 2-week honeymoon. So it was really 3 weeks of not ample focus on the business. And ever since I got back, I am just restored with so much focus and so much energy. And I really feel like I'm focusing that energy in the right areas, where I'll just show you guys exactly what I'm doing to continue to grow this thing. The big thing now, though, is we went into 2025 with the real goal of top line revenue growth. So that's when we started taking paid advertising seriously. We hired our first sales talent, and just trying to scale. With that, we're hiring a bunch of people, and that was the first period of really rapid revenue growth, where we kind of felt the pressure of scaling, because when you scale, you're increasing your marketing expenditure, running ads. You also have to continue to hire. So there's that added cost. And it's this balance. You have to balance hiring and growth, investing into growth through marketing, but also making sure that as you scale, as you continue to grow, get more customers, get more clients, you have the operations side to fulfill that. So that's been the main bottleneck, is that balance of scaling, but also making sure we're forecasting growth correctly and planning for growth correctly, so that we don't have this massive payroll, and then some months sales and marketing slows down, and then we have this high payroll we have to meet. So it's this very difficult spot that we're in, where I'm just looking to smash through. The big thing here is that like I said, we were focusing heavily on revenue. So, the saying is like revenue feeds the ego, profit feeds the family. Like my intention now heading into the rest of the year is really, really focus on my North Star being profit, being net income, being EBITDA, as the hardos would say. So that's really how I'm thinking about growth right now. And my day-to-day is purely focused on all marketing and sales activities. So ads, offers, newsletters, sales calls, sales team building, as well as reviewing, the other side of the business fulfillment team. But really my focus now is like the front end traffic, the front end acquisition, the marketing and feeling of that. And I feel like I'm on the right track of everything I'm testing. And I'll share more about that probably this week. Really my goal, my North Star goal right now is to scale to $200,000 a month with 30% net profit margins, like minimum. I would even be, really the North Star is consistently $50,000 profit months. If we can do that in the short term, which we've done it before, but it's like very like few and far between. And I think we did that like close to that when we weren't in the scale phase. We had like no advertising expenses. Now with advertising and everything, I'm spending a lot on ads. We're hiring a lot of people. We're trying to manage efficiency with our payroll growing, with our team growing, like making sure that's as efficient as possible. And that's just a whole other thing that I could spend a whole video talking about, which is really what my co-founder, Zach, really crushes and focuses on, is like trying to make systems as improved as possible, hiring and making sure, we're actually doing the right things there. But so far this year, like I ran the averages, and this is what I'm talking about. Like our margins have been sitting at like just shy of 15%, which is a lot less than previous year. But like I said, we were never in a scale mode. We scaled to 100K plus a month, like 100% organically. Now with the ads, now with like trying to tackle and get to this next jump, like it's just a different game. And obviously I do understand that as revenue grows, margins will shrink. But the reason why you want to make 10% of 10 million instead of, 20% of 1 million, right? There's way more upside. It doesn't mean that if your margins shrink, you're necessarily making less on the profit side, but it's like that scale you have to be very conscious of. And really, beyond that, my goal is really to become like the best operating team when it comes to e-com, digital marketing services. And that way we can continue to serve our 7-figure clients and eventually spin off our own businesses, which I feel like the next 6 months, July 21st, like we're almost a month into the third quarter. Like that's really where I'm gearing a lot of my focus. Cause like last week was one of my first full weeks back from the whole honeymoon bonanza. And then this week is like really building that momentum. So I'm going to be sharing a lot of things this week. One of the big things I want to share in tomorrow's video is going to be about, let's go full screen here. Tomorrow, I'm going to focus heavily on like the daily routines, the daily actions I'm doing to push the ball forward. I think it's really important that if you're trying to scale your business, you're working on the right things. You have to know, how to block off your time, how to prioritize, how to set goals, how to plan your day. And starting like a week ago, like since I got back from my honeymoon, like my schedule has been so dialed in. Not only for like the business side, but also like sleep, recovery, working out, diet, like all those things have just been like extremely, extremely dialed in. So I feel like I'm in this period where, if Alex Becker is, he has like those like hardcore videos of dopamine detoxing and stuff like that. Like that almost feels like that's where I'm at. I still allow myself to have fun on the weekend a little bit with like my team members, my business partners, my friends, obviously my wife. But like these days, the 5-6 days a week are extremely dialed in. So in tomorrow's video, I'm going to talk about like how I map out my days, how I prioritize, how I get big shit done to actually scale and grow this company. So this is episode 1. I appreciate you tuning in. Make sure to subscribe. Again, daily posts for the next 30 days, and they will be covering a lot of different things. So I'll see you on tomorrow's video. Bye.